GM everyone and welcome back to Jam Crypto. I know how fast the crypto world moves and it's easy to get lost in the noise. That's why I'm here to get you the most condensed, straight to the point updates you need to stay in the loop without wasting your time. So let's dive straight into the action and let's roll the intro. Alright, crazy week in the crypto space, so let's kick things off with the first story. Elon Musk is fuming over Trump's big beautiful bill which rolled out in late May. Basically, it's a massive spending plan that cuts taxes, increases defense spending and raises the debt ceiling by trillions. But here's the kicker. Elon Musk has spent a ton of time working on DOGE, a project meant to cut down federal spending by $170 billion. And this bill, it pretty much undermines all of that. Elon Musk is pissed because it's exactly the kind of spending he's been trying to avoid, and he's made it clear that it goes against everything DOGE is trying to achieve. As things heated up, Elon Musk didn't hold back. He called the bill a disgusting abomination and accused Donald Trump of hypocrisy. Elon Musk, who was once one of Donald Trump's biggest supporters, now seems to be at odds with him, and the feud got personal fast. Elon Musk even posted old tweets from Donald Trump mocking his stance on deficits, while Donald Trump defended the bill, throwing shade at Elon Musk's own issues with losing subsidies and his NASA nominee being rejected. So it's pretty clear that this is about way more than just politics. Elon Musk is really mad that the bill messes with his efforts to reduce the deficit. And it's not just Twitter drama between these two men, it is affecting Elon Musk's business. Tesla short took a hit and Elon threatened to shut down SpaceX Dragon spacecraft in retaliation, though he later backed off. The situation is a mess and Elon's followers are giving him even more leverage to try and derail the bill. As of now, things are still in limbo and the bill's future is hanging by a thread thanks to Elon's very public opposition. And if you ask for my perspective on this, I think this really goes back to why Bitcoin is important. Basically, there's no way out for any government in the world to offer a solution for the nation. Governments basically have to keep spending high. The US needs to keep raising debt because otherwise the whole system would collapse. Even though they might not want to raise debt, they still don't know how to fix it. So perhaps the simple solution is really to hold Bitcoin. Alright, moving on, we have got MicroStrategy's latest announcement. They are raising nearly $1 billion by issuing the new Series A Perpetual Strike Preferred Stock or STRD. This is the latest stock offering from MicroStrategy following the previous ones STLK and STLF. Now, if all this sounds confusing, don't worry. Stocks generally fall into two main types, which are common stocks and preferred stocks. So let's break it down quickly and look at how these four different stock options from MicroStrategy compare. So first, you have MSTR, which is the common stock. This is the standard stock you buy in MicroStrategy. It's linked to both the Bitcoin strategy and software business, which makes it volatile. Now with this stock, you won't get any dividends and it moves with Bitcoin's price. It's high risk, high reward option for those looking to grow their capital. Then you have STLK, which is a type of Series A Perpetual Strike Preferred stock. This one is a bit more stable. It offers an 8% fixed dividend and the option to convert it into MSTR stock. It's a better choice for income-focused investors who still want some exposure to Bitcoin but with lower volatility. Next, there's STLK, which is also a preferred stock. With this stock, you get a 10% yield with cumulative dividends. It's aimed at even more conservative investors looking for steady income. It still carries some risk due to Bitcoin's price swings, but it's much safer to MSTR and much more stable than STLK. Finally, there's the STRD, which is the latest one. It also offers a 10% yield, but is riskier than the other preferred stocks. The big difference is that it's non-cumulative, meaning missed dividend payments won't be made up later. It's for those who are after high yields but are comfortable with relatively higher risk. So in short, MicroStrategy stock offerings give investors a range of options. You can go for high high risk, high reward like MSTL, or those more stable income-focused options like STLK and STLF or STLD. All of those stocks are tied to Bitcoin's price as MicroStrategy continues to raise capital to buy more Bitcoin. But as always, my content isn't financial advice. Make sure to consider your own risk tolerance before jumping in. Moving on to the next biggest piece of news, we have a new elected pro-crypto president in South Korea. This new president, his name is Lee Jae-myung, and it's all about Bitcoin and crypto. He's pushing to legalize Bitcoin ETFs, let South Korea's 884 billion pension fund invest in crypto, and even trying to create a KRW or Korean won-backed stablecoins. His plans are likely to turn South Korea into a major global crypto hub, and that could mean big things for Bitcoin's price. The vibe on crypto Twitter is seriously positive. Crypto influencers and enthusiasts are hyped, with many seeing Lee's victory as a huge win for Bitcoin adoption in Asia. So if Lee's policies go through, more institutional money could flood the market, especially with ETFs and pension funds, making it easier for big players to get involved. Plus, changes to crypto exchange regulations and banking rules could make trading smoother for everyone. But of course, there's still some legal and regulatory hurdles Lee has to overcome, and the FSC or Financial Services Commission might slow things down. Still, with all the bullish sentiment online and the potential for real market impact, Lee's pro-crypto policies could really push Bitcoin into the right direction. If all works out, we could see some big price moves in the near future. Next up on the line, we have something a bit lighter. Netflix just dropped news about a new drama series called The Ultras. It's an 8-episode show about the FTX collapse and is already getting a lot of attention, especially in the crypto community. The series will focus on Sam Bankman-Fried and Caroline Ellison, produced by none other than Barack and Michelle Obama's production company. But here's the catch, not everyone is happy with the casting. Anthony Boyle and Julia Garner are set to play SBF and Ellison, and crypto fans are pissed about it. They think the actors, including myself, the actors are too pretty to capture the messy, awkward public image of the real-life figures. The series will dive into the effective altruism movement which SBF used to justify his controversial actions. Some think it will portray him as a flawed idealist, while others fear it might soften his image too much. On Twitter, the reactions are all over the place. Some people are excited to see crypto get mainstream attention, while others worry the show will water down the truth of the FTX collapse. The casting drama is stealing the spotlight, with many fans wanting a more authentic take on SBF and Ellison, not just a Hollywood makeover. But despite the controversy, the Ultras might really help raise awareness and new joiners can stay alert to scams. But perhaps the big question is whether the show will stick to the gritty details of the scandal or it will soften things up for entertainment value. With the Obama connection, some people worry that the series might be a more sanitized version of what actually happened, which could misrepresent the story. At the end of the day, whether you're excited about the Ultras or not, it's still a big deal for the crypto world. It could spark some important conversations about FTX, crypto regulations, and how the public views the industry. But like most Netflix projects, we'll have to wait and see how they handle this one. Alright, one last juicy and wildly entertaining news to wrap up. James Wynn, a high-stakes crypto trader, had a huge rise and even bigger fall. So he started with a 3 to 4 million portfolio, took a massive risk with 40x leverage on Bitcoin and turned it into 100 million fortune. But then in just a few days, he lost it all, over 100 million in liquidations on Hyperliquid. And of course, crypto Twitter has been all over it, with people having a field day mocking him. The big issue is, of course, with 40x leverage. He basically bet everything he had on Bitcoin going up, but when it did even just a little, his positions got wiped out. People on Twitter are calling it a classic example of how not to trade. Don't gamble with leverage if you don't have a solid strategy. But what makes it worse is that Wynn was bragging about his assessed and suddenly hit rock bottom. Users are calling it an inevitable crash, saying he could have easily locked in profits when it was up 100 million, but instead he kept going and ended up losing everything. Then it gets worse. After losing all that money, Wynn started asking for donations to fund his next trade. 54,000 in donation, including 20,000 just for another risky bet. That's the part that had people on X losing it. How could someone who just made millions a few days ago be begging for cash? It makes him look more like someone trying to save face rather than a serious investor. And if that wasn't enough, Wynn started promoting meme coins like Moonpig and Coin to get back into the game. People on Twitter are roasting him bad, calling it a desperate attempt to recover by hyping up some worthless tokens. So long story short, James Wynn's rise and fall is a big cautionary tale. Don't gamble with lead rate and don't turn your trading mistakes into a spectacle. Alright guys, so that's all I've got for this week. But before you go, if you're looking for a secure and easy way to hold your Bitcoin, I've got something to recommend. Tangem makes it super simple to protect your crypto with onboarding taking less than 3 minutes. Plus, you can carry it around easily in the form of a card or even a ring, so there's no need to worry about a seed phrase. If you want to see how it works, check out my detailed tutorial linked here, and if you decide to get one, you can use my discount code GEMGEM10. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one.